Hi, this can be considered a non-love letter or message to Jimmy Kimmel, who was just terminated because of certain things that occurred on his show. I remember, Jimmy, about 2 or 3 months ago when you were there and your eyes were full of tears. I don't know if they were real tears or not, but excuse me, you were lamenting the fact of some imaginary illegal immigrant who was just here to work to protect, to pay, help his family. 15 or 20 members of him. That's all. He wasn't doing anything wrong, but he was illegal, right? You negate that, and you're crying about him. You created the scenario where his kids were on bed and he left early to go to work, and he didn't come home that night because that mean old ICE took him. And what are they going to do? And blah 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 blah. And I almost threw up watching it. It was a good act. You had to cater to your crowd. I understand. Okay, fast forward to now, and it's this incident, this hideous incident of what occurred. Um, I got to look at this note here. I can hear read my own chicken scratch. Okay. Now, this Trump, this bashing you did. I mean, bashing Trump and saying he was phony and this and that, and you compared what happened with the killing of Charlie Kirk with him of Trump's grief over that, with that of a 4-year-old mourning the death of a goldfish. So Charlie was a goldfish, eh? No, he was a human being, and he was slaughtered by some crumb, and he left his wife Erica and 2 young kids, a 1 and 3-year-old kid. But you just poo-pooed them off. But you started out. I watched the thing to see exactly what happened, and you said you started out by saying some 22-year-old kid killed him. Didn't even mention his name, I don't think, and saying how we're making it a big thing, and it really shouldn't be because the kid was major. Well, I want to stop a minute, and this is for the audience, those of you that try to deal with these people. I don't. I slaughter them with words. I'm not so kind, and I don't turn the other cheek, and I'm not religious. I've been doing this shit for years. And I actually bowed out of it for a while, but when this happened, I vowed to come back for Charlie. You said a 22-year-old kid. Now, this is what I want to tell the audience. These people on the left are really good at nuances and word usage and descriptions. I mean, that Hakeem scumbag, the minority speaker, whenever he's going to do something or try to pay us, he always said, the American people, we're doing this for the American people. And I always want to say, which American people, you loser? Are they the ones that, with their hands out perpetually, green hair and tongue piercings and stuff, always with the gimme gimme? Or is it the other real 48 million Americans that put Trump in office with a landslide? Which ones? Which American people? You should say the American people with their hands out, the little A Americans, you know. And this Kimmel did it. When he called him a 22-year-old kid, and and I don't want to compare myself to anybody else, okay? But I served in the United States Army. I went in when I was just barely 18. I got out when I was 21. When I was 22, I wasn't a kid. Nor was I a kid at 21 or even 20, okay? I had my first full-time job for almost a year before I turned 22. So I don't know what kid you're talking about. He wasn't a kid, okay? He was a monster. That's what he was. He has no. There's nothing on his face. There's nothing about feeling any kind of. And no, nor hit the supporters of him. And I look at the left as the supporters of him. Okay, none of them have any feelings about Charlie. His kids, I believe his kids were up there when he was killed. The monster that pulled the trigger, he didn't give a shit who he shot. I mean, he just got a lucky shot at Charlie, and he said the bullet actually whizzed by a person who was asking a question. So he didn't care anything. He's living with some scumbag and they better investigate this guy, the guy he's living with, the tranny and all, because he's a real piece of work. But that's what you're dealing with, and I'm just delighted that this happened. because I understand, Jimmy, you're worth $50 million, and you were getting paid 15 million for that crap show. Um, for what? For what? But you're a piece of shit. I was going to retire from this stuff. I was going to leave because of certain health issues and stuff coming up and all. But you know what? I'm back in. I'm back in to stay. Okay, because I used to debate all the time using words. I don't use weapons like cowards do on the left. I use words, and the words will go over their heads anyway. And they keep saying about and I've said this in somewhere I wrote it. I said about free speech. This isn't free speech. We're stifling you, stupid son of a bitches. It's behavior. I mean, the thing that got my crawl was some major in the army, a colonel in the army, felt they were doing free speech when they were writing anti-Charlie things. No, no. There's a conduct of behavior expected. It's even expected by public employees. Back in the 60s, when I got my first job, I got a handbook, and it said in there how I was supposed to behave as an employee of the company. I was representing the company. My wife got one when she went back to work a few years later, a handbook of conduct. It's conduct, you stupid. Don't get me started. You people, I guess they don't have much gray matter. Charlie left behind a widow, and like I said, 2 kids. The other night, I think it was Jesse Waters showed a picture, a video, short video Charlie made where he had his 3-year-old in his arms. And his 3-year-old, I would call her Daddy's little girl, because every time you saw any pictures with him and her, or even film or whatever, she's running up to her with her hair flying. And he was bouncing her on his knee, and he was talking about how he met her mother and how they got married. And I lost it all. Again, I'm a hard-nosed son of a bitch. Tears were streaming down my eyes. I mean, just down my face. I was trying to cover it up. I was like this, watching, it was just, thinking of what they're going through. Erica, for you have a new family. You know that, don't you? There's 48 million of us, mind you. And hopefully the next set of midterms are going to wipe them off the freaking face of the earth. The rest of them out of office or whatever, many of them, okay? But I'm here to stay. And that's my little message for today. Jimmy, you're a turd. A goldfish has a bigger brain than you do, really, when you think about it.